All right guys, what we're going to be doing in this video is showing you guys how we put in our 3-inch PVC conduit to run our wire from the pole up to our meter socket. We did get into a little bit of stuff where we went over some humps and stuff and had to bend the pipe. Little special circumstance, we'll kind of show you how we did that in a time lapse. And also a little bit more details and stuff about the NEC code and why we used what we did. Okay, so what we're going to be doing for the first part of this is we have a Slipmeter Riser. Basically what this does is it allows the movement up and down of either your conduit itself in the ground, your building, settling, anything like that. Because let's face it, a whole building versus some 3-inch PVC, this is going to lose every time. So what this allows it to do is it allows a 3-inch conduit to slip in here and move freely up and down. Now there's two variations to this. There's this one, which is super cheap. It's literally just an open end with our threaded part that's going to go into here. This is probably the cheapest one you can get. There's other versions also that have another piece that slip into here with a connection on the bottom. It has O-rings and stuff in there, and it has a little ring around the outside that you need to line up with this, and that allows you to know where that expansion joint is. This one's a whole lot cheaper. The other one's a lot more waterproof than this, or weatherproof, especially if you're worried about insects and stuff getting up in here. This one's a little bit less protective in that regards. However, it's a whole lot easier to use this thing. It's a whole lot less measuring. What we're going to do is probably come somewhere closer up to the top here and make a mark. This is where we're going to be measuring from. So we're going to take this piece. We have our lock nut. Place that on. And then we also have our bushing required by NEC. So we're gonna just let that there for right now because we're gonna measure this first. We'll bring you in a little closer. Okay, so we have our piece right here. This is our long sweep 90. This needs to be schedule 80 as per my township. Anything above ground, guys, needs to be schedule 80 as well. That is per NEC code. The reason for that is it's a thicker walled PVC and it helps against any kind of damage with a weed whacker, getting hit by just random stuff, whatever. So anything above ground needs to be schedule 80. So that'll include everything from the top down here into the ground. After the long sweep 90, you can just do normal schedule 40 stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing into position where we want it. I think right about there is gonna be where I want it. And we're gonna be 34.5. That'll get us right up to there. I like that. So we're gonna cut a piece 34.5. That'll get us up to here. It allows for 4 inches of rise. That'll be for our frost and stuff. But we have this whole section here on the bottom for weather protection, bugs, whatever, and allow for settling as well. So you also want your building for settling and stuff. This building has been up, or the foundation has been up for almost 2 years now. So I'm not too worried about that. We will be worrying about a little bit about this settling here. It might be half an inch or an inch maybe at best, but we're gonna take it a little bit closer to the top here for that reason. One last little thing here is we put in a bracket here to hold this onto our foundation. This is per our local codes. I don't know if it's in the NEC at all or not, but our local definitely did want this. So this is how this looks. This is just normal PVC, and here's our slip tube, and it just comes up into there. All right guys, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna glue our long sweep into our first 10-foot section. We have a little bit of a torquing thing that we need to work out. torquing the pipe into the trench just right, and I want to make this one unit so we can kind of move it around together. So we're gonna go ahead and glue this together. Now it is freezing cold out, just like yesterday. I think the high might be 30 today. This is a special PVC glue for cold weather. So we're gonna go around here. Now this stuff we cleaned this, made sure there was no dirt in here, anything like that. All right, Tyler, push. Ooh, that's good. Oh yeah. Twist. All right, that's good. That's good. So we'll just hold this here for a sec. So yeah, guys, just I didn't know it, but there is a cold weather formula. This is IPEX PVC cement. I believe it's good down to -15, I think it said. Oh yeah, specially formulated for cold weather applications to -15 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, that's impressive. That's pretty cold. I think that's good. We'll give this a little extra time. It says 30 seconds, but we're gonna give it a little bit more time since it is so stinking cold out here. All right, guys, I know I'm gonna catch some flack for this, but this worked out really well. We ended up using this weed torch, propane torch, to make some bends in our PVC. And let me tell you what, I don't really care how much flack I'm getting for it because it worked out perfectly. All right, another thing I want to show you guys real quick. What we're doing is we are also putting in stone dust in here. And let me take you off here and show you. So right here we have stone dust below our 3-inch pipe. You can see that. So we're below it, and we're also going to set it above. We also have our sub panel line coming in here. We dug for that as well. That is all the way down there, and we came across here. So we're going to run our 3-inch down to the pole. There's the pole, and here's our sub panel line for our small garage, because we do have 200 amp coming off the pole going above ground to the garage. So we're cutting that off and using our 200 amp here. We're going to power this with either a 60 or 100 amp. So we have 1.5-inch line right here coming out. Here's our 3-inch. So we have our little elbow here. We're going to put that in right now. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and tie up this end up here with all of our stuff. I find it easier to put these elbows and stuff on because now you have this huge 10-foot section of pipe that is definitely going to tell you whether you're up or down. Yeah, you can throw a level on here. I've never found that it is 100% accurate. Putting these together and then just fitting this on, if that's a possibility, I think works wonders. So we're going to throw that in here, and we're going to go ahead and glue that up. We'll bring you over here a little closer so you guys can see. All right, so what we have is a Harbor Freight putty knife that gets all of the hard dirt off of our pipe. You also have a 220 pad that just kind of gets all of the dust stuff off, and then we just have a rag then that we can go ahead and wipe everything clean. That gets these connections really nice. So we're gonna test this out. Gotta cut this way a little bit. Okay, so it's gonna be a little snug here. Make sure we have all of that out. Try not to get my big head in the way. You guys can see this. This does help lubricate these joints up, guys, to get these in better too. So that is definitely nice also. We're just gonna put this guy in there. Oh, that's not going very far, is it? Oh, shucks. There we go. Now we got her. All right. We're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, and that should be good. All right, guys, so we're just running the conduit down here up from the garage You'll see us use the weed burner torch here again, and I kind of wanted to address that a little bit. The turn that we have going into our one-car garage, I wanted it to be a sweeping turn. I didn't want to use 45s or even 22.5 angle junctions to get that around there. And the reason for that is I wanted a sweeping turn. That way we could really put this stuff in there a lot better. Even over this hump right here, it was so much better just to use the bend, and it just kind of easily sloped over that. And all we did was soften it up. We didn't burn the pipe or anything like that. And once it cooled down, it was hard as a rock again. So I would definitely love to hear you electrical guys who may or may not like this idea, why your reasons are for it, and what you think of heating it up to bend your conduit. Alright guys, that wraps up this video. It was a quick one. We were literally just putting some pipe in the ground and stuff. But if you guys do want to see how we ran our wire from the pole up to our meter socket, that will be the very next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you head over to Appalachian DIY for more videos. Thanks again guys, and I hope to see you next time.